Hello, everyone. I'm Christina, and today we're going to talk about Israel and prophecy and how it relates to the fig tree, the parable of the fig tree. A lot's been going on since that supermoon. In fact, we had the beginning of a celebration in Israel that honors the fig tree for the time for the rest of this year, and that by itself is reminiscent of a parable in Matthew and also in Luke about when Jesus was saying, how would we know um, that the end of the world is coming? And he compared it to a fig tree, and when its leaves are yet tender, you know that summer is nigh. And it wasn't just talking about Jesus is coming. It was, but Jesus was talking about a whole series of events that would take place from the beginning of sorrows in Matthew 24 up until the point where the Antichrist sits in the temple as though he is king. As though he is ruler of the universe, right? So there is a timeline, and he's saying about that time, and he talks about the sun being turned into darkness and the moon into blood, and we are seeing that, but not on the scale that we're going to see that day, because there will be an earthquake, but it's going to be a worldwide earthquake, not just any earthquake. It's going to be a big one. Okay, and that is when you should see the clouds rolling up like a scroll, because there's going to be some kind of G-force happening. All right. um But moving on from that, so we are not just seeing one sign like the fig tree. We're not just seeing the blood moon, super blue blood moon. It's not just that. It's a lot of things. We've got the water drying up in Africa, and in other parts of the world, they're getting unbelievable floods. In some parts of the world, the beaches, the water is disappearing. Okay, and they don't know where it's even going. Um, And then in other parts, we're having extreme blizzard. It's just these wild extremes in different parts of the world. That in itself is a sign. So everything's just kind of adding up. So what exactly is the parable of the fig tree about? Well, I don't think it means that Jesus is coming right now, but it does say in Matthew 24 that it's near, even at the gate. Okay, but even in Matthew itself, it says that it won't be until the Antichrist sits in the temple proclaiming himself to be God, because we haven't even built the temple yet, but we're working on it. So maybe that's why the year of the fig tree this year is that important, because the Palestinian president decided that he was going to just walk away from the table, and that Trump wasn't fit to do the negotiations. But I believe from the start that Trump expected that, and the temper tantrum that would go with it. But I think he also knew what would happen next. And I think that kind of is starting to reveal itself, because it turns out that the Saudi prince is and he talked to the Palestinian president, and he said, you better go back to the table or we'll have you replaced. And, you're going to do this and that and this and that, which basically put that message out there that the deal is set to be taken for Israel to be divided. And I started this channel based on a couple of things. And one of those things was that I knew that a peace deal was in our near future. and that America had to have something to do with that, and what I believed was going to be a consequence because of what I had seen. So we're just still inching towards that, and I believe that a lot is going to come still between now and Jesus is coming. I mean, not that it's going to take a bunches of years or anything, because it seems like something is happening pretty much every day. Every day there's a new sign that, the Bible said this is what would be going on. Okay, so basically, the fig tree is definitely a sign that the completion of all of the things that needed to be take place in Matthew 24. It's nearing the end of the door. That Jesus is going to come around the time that the abomination of desolation takes place, and the sixth seal happens at that time, because it does talk about the blood moon, another blood moon, and the sun being darkened, but it also talks about a worldwide earthquake. So this blood moon is going to be very special, and that somewhere in that mix, Jesus comes. But the peace deal being signed, that's going to happen before that temple is built in Jerusalem. So it's like everything is just really sliding into place. If there is ever a year that deal could be signed, this one's looking like a good year. But no other time can I remember where the Palestinians ever really had any real pressure on them to really do anything, give anything, and to really go to that table. This is the first time I've seen, like, oh wow, there's more going on this time. So I think they're going to take that peace deal. I keep my eyes out for things like that. It's just interesting to watch, I guess. But okay, so I guess that's it for today, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.